Everybody's favorite bumpkin here. Well, it's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and being how some things that we had plans for didn't exactly plan out, that leaves me with a little bit of free time today. I know, shocker, right? Anyway, I figured what better way to do it than to let's get our steps in and work off some of those extra deviled eggs and that bootleg piece of pecan pie that the old lady don't know about, and there's still one hiding out somewhere. How are we going to do that, you may ask? Well, it's simple. We're going to go wander around the People's Republic. That's right, we're going to Hazard Fraud, and I'll explain why. Because new bike, new rig, new stuff I need to put together to take with me to have on the road with me. Now, I'll freely admit to falling mostly madly in love with the $10 tool roll that I found at Walmart a while back. It's from HyperTough. $10, got all the pockets for all the bits and pieces that you need, plus it rolls up and it lays down in a format to where it lays in the bottom of your standard issue Harley saddlebag pretty damn perfect. Is it absolutely perfect? No, but then again, what is? But we got the bag, we got the new bike to go with the new bag. Speaking of destiny here, now we got to find shit to put in the bag that's specific to Harley Davidson instead of a Bastard Glide Yamaha. Or would that be Yama Yonda David Suzuki? What? Yeah. Y'all know the history behind the Bastard Glide, okay? It's a bike of many coats and colors. Anyway, the idea behind this video was to show you guys how to put together damn camera. So anyway, guys, the reason I wanted to do this video was to kind of give you an idea behind the mindset, if you will, of how to shop and not only get what you need to handle anything you may potentially run into when you're out and about on a road trip or just basic maintenance on your bike, but also be able to do it on a reasonable, realistic budget without having to sell a pluralized body part or cracking open a kid's piggy bank when they ain't looking. I am probably one of those people that is guilty as all hell about having 3 of everything, if not more, whenever it comes to my personal tools at the temple or my loadout that I have at the ride factory on the day-to-day basis, because you never know. But when it comes to the bike, I want to keep what I need and what I know I need, but I want to trim that down and I want to keep that to an absolute bare minimum, because you got to consider we're space limited on a motorcycle here. It's not exactly like we can drag a toolbox around with us wherever we go, and I realize that a lot of you guys may not have hard saddlebags, or you may not be riding a touring or a bagger model to where you have hard saddlebags. So this has got to be something that's got to be realistically portable and something that's not going to encumber on your day-to-day riding. Now let's be real here. Do you need to pack a socket set that's got every single socket from, say, 1/4 inch up to 1.5 inches? Absolutely no. But if you expect or you anticipate having to fix a flat tire on the side of the road, you got to have the damn wrench that fixes the axle nuts on both ends, not just the rear. So what we're going to be shopping for today is predominantly all Imperial stuff, or SAE, or American, or Freedom Factory, or Freedom Integers, or Fractionals, or however you want to quantify it. Basically, here in the land of the Great Screeching Bald Eagle, we associate everything with fractions, with the exception of the all-important numbers like 9x19, 7.62x35, and, you get where I'm going with this, okay? We have an abhorrence to even considering adopting the metric system. And for all intents and purposes, that's the mindset that we're following with this, because it is an 88 model Harley Davidson that we're shopping for today. Keep that in mind. And speaking of 88 model Harley Davidson, you guys may wonder, why the hell are we in a car today? Well, you know what? I'm having a lazy day. Not feeling exceptionally sexy, feeling kind of fat, and also I'm in flip-flop mode right now. Translation, yeah, we we didn't really plan for this. This is just something that just popped into my head. And I know there's probably the hall monitors and the safety Steves out there that are saying, what are you doing driving a vehicle talking to a GoPro? Well, that's exactly what I'm doing right now, because more or less, as far as the rest of the world's concerned, I'm having a conversation with myself, which is not terribly outside of the usual, okay? But I've got the GoPro propped up on the dashboard, and basically I'm just rambling with thoughts in my head right now, so we're good. Although one of these days it would probably be a somewhat smart idea if I continued to do weird bullshit like this. It'd probably be a good idea for me to actually put a GoPro mount here inside the car. But I digress. Right now, gravity in this little handy nook in the dashboard, that's getting it done, so we're going to roll with it. Hey, partner. Yeah, man, people do stupid shit all the time, not just when you're on a bike, neither. Yeah, it would be outstanding right now if I knew what road I was on. I mean, I got a hunch, but I'm not exactly sure. Now, let me tell you guys, as of the time this video is coming out, check out Harbor Freight's website, especially if you're an Inside Track Club member, because they have some stupid cheap deals that you can take advantage of right now. Some of them are coupons that only last a week. Some of them, they run till like middle of December. Scope that out, see if there's something that's on your list there that you want or that you need, but it's worth putting a little bit of gray matter into because it'll save you some cash. Now, there are going to be a few things that I'm putting in this tool roll that most normal people would not include. I'm not exactly in that category of most normal people because, number one, I'm not most people, and number two, I'm definitely not normal. But I do tend to prepare for the worst, if you will. So that's why I have some of the gear in my tool roll that I do. And to be honest with you, unless you're fairly adept from a DIY standpoint, or you've done in-depth motorcycle repair and maintenance on the regular, it's probably going to be a little bit excessive for your average get my ass back to the house kit for most people. But then again, you know, I always find myself in these bizarre and strange predicaments where I come across people on the side of the road, or, you know, something that never breaks on anybody else is always what breaks on me. So there we go.
A few moments later.
And here we are, the People's Republic. Yeah, y'all know what I'm getting at there. Harbor Freight's got that smell to it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Whenever you walk in, it's like, holy shit. It smells like disinfectant and cheap rubber tires. All right, let's go on in here and see what we can see and see how much damage we can do to the pocketbook. Excuse me, let's see how much we can prevent from doing damage to the pocketbook. There's a big difference there. Now, please excuse me if I seem to be a little drifty rambly in through this little shopping escapade here, but this was definitely not something that I planned, so I'm kind of pulling it out of my head as I go. Come on, guys. Let's go see what we can find. Okay, first off out of the gate, these 9-piece combination wrench sets, I got them in metric and standard right now. ITC guys, you pay $6 a set for these things. That's stupid cheap, all right? That's a no-brainer. Grab them. Another thing we're going to grab while we're here, just a plain generic set of bull nose pliers or slip joint, and also plain generic set of needle nose pliers. Don't get the little bitty ones, get the ones that are slightly bigger, because that way you got the advantage of using them for wire cutters, needle nose pliers, doing whatever you got to do. Plus you get a little bit more leverage with the bigger ones than you do the little baby ones. I mean, hey, they're $3 a pair. Even though they're a little on the chunky side, these 3-piece handy hex key sets they've got, these have got standard, they've got metric, but also they got torque stuff in there. And all in all, they're a little on the chunky side as far as how they pack in a tool roll, but I can overlook that because of the versatility they give you. $7 for a set of 3 of them. Okay, this is where we're going to fudge on things a little bit. Do you need this whole big ass set of screwdrivers for a tool roll? No, absolutely not. But for $8 for a set of them, and with them being bolstered where the shanks run all the way through, if you need to pound on them with a hammer to persuade things just a little bit, yeah, you can, and you ain't got to worry about the handles busting apart on you. Basically, pick out the ones that you know you don't need and leave them in the garage of the house. I would strongly discourage you from looking at stuff like this where it's got like the little individual bits that go into a ratchet handle or something along those lines. Reason why, this stuff never stays put, it's hard to pack, and it just makes a general pain in the ass of itself. However, we absolutely will grab one of these. $2.50. You got 4 different screwdrivers, plus you got a 1/4 inch and an 8mm nut driver there. That's good for little hose clamps, fuel line, oil line, things like that. You know, believe me, it's saved my ass more than a few times. Now, you guys know I love these things. I got a set at the shop, I got a set at the house, but it's not real practical to rob one out of one of those sets or to buy a set when I'm only going to keep one on the bike. So, little pecker to the rescue. You didn't think we were going to forget about tire stuff, did we? Alright, okay, joke's over. $7. It's got the tools, it's got the string, it's got the glue. Buy it. It's money well spent, and it's cheap insurance. So, these little cheap throwaway wire toothbrushes they got them brass, they got them stainless steel. Honestly, the brass is just brass plated stainless steel. So grab the stainless steel, grab you a couple of them, keep one for the house, throw one of them in your tool roll. You never know when it'll come in handy, like if the battery cables are grody or anything like that. Besides, it's $1. I'm afraid it's out of the test light that I was looking for that you used to be able to buy for $3. So I guess we're going to do Buddy Bezos substitute on that. I'll put a link in the description on this video for it, but I will absolutely have one of those in there because not only is it a test light, it also pulls double duty as a voltmeter. Alright, I may have some people disagree with me a little bit here, but I prefer getting these double-ended picks over the ones with the little itty-bitty individual screwdriver handles. These are easier to package, and also, to me, it seems like they're more useful because they got a little bit more length to them, and they got to give you a little bit more leverage whenever you're really in a tight spot. So we're going to go this route, and while we're at it, grab a pair of these little surgical forceps, locking tweezers, whatever you want to call them. Whenever you're holding that itty-bitty little snap ring in place and you need a third hand, this is the way to fly, and they don't take up a lot of real estate neither. Well, that's a damn miracle. I actually got out of Harbor Freight without spending a $100 bill. Let's go through the breakdown when we get back to the temple, and we'll show you guys how we're going to put this together. Because is this everything we're going to put in this tool roll? Oh hell no! But we're just catching the broad strokes right now.
The next day.
Well, good morning, kids. Hey, guess what, y'all? It's the next day. Obviously, we're back where we belong, not stuck behind the wheel of a car. Anyway, got a wee little side project that I'm going to be getting together with my buddy D-White Smokums today, and well, that's for a different video. In the meantime, let's head over to the Ride Factory over in Ybor. Let's get our tool roll put together, and there's a couple of small things that I'm going to add into the mix that were not on our Harbor Freight shopping list. Okay. Made it to the shop. Yeah, I know we're doing a video up here at the Ride Factory today. But the thing is, here in a little bit, like I said, got my good buddy D. White Smokums coming up here, and we're going to be doing a small side project. But now that we got this pile of Harbor Freight scrap metal, let's put it together in a tool roll that we can actually put in a motorcycle and live with on a day-to-day basis. And that way, if we ever do run into a snag out on the road, we got what we need to get our asses back to the house. Step 1, unwrap and unpack. Nailed it. Okay, obviously you can't put together a tool roll without a tool roll. I have a link for this thing down there in the description on this video. This comes from the Sam Walton Institution. That's right, Wally World. Go there at your own risk. Just don't do it on Black Friday. Whew, I've managed to dodge that bullet for about the last 5-6 years. Thank God for that. Now, this may sound kind of academic and slightly on the dumb side, but what I like to do whenever I'm putting one of these together, go ahead and back off all the buckle slides on these straps that kind of cinch it all up. That way you got room for growth, if you will. Trust me, it's a hell of a lot easier to cinch these things down after the fact than it is trying to stretch them out whenever you got all your junk in here. Exhibit A. Now, if you guys notice, this thing has this handy little Velcro pocket off to the side. Don't snooze on that. Zip ties, fuses, small items, things like that. Yeah, that's where that needs to live, instead of rolling around in your saddlebags. Let's set our tool roll aside for just a wee bit to where we can eviscerate all of this stuff from its packaging and put it in a state where we can actually load it in our tool roll and use it. Now, your tire kit, set that off to the side for just a minute. I want to show you something special on that I do. But as far as the rest of it goes, it's kind of like Christmas time. Unwrap it, pull all the tags off, you know, just pretend it's a mattress, you know, just enjoy that moment of freedom where you get a chance to cut the label off and stick it to the man. Son of a bitch. Damn it. Well, that's great. Didn't have to worry about cutting myself on my pocket knife, but the damn Harbor Freight package got a hold of my ass. That bastard got in me like a bicycle without a seat. Great. Now I'm leaking life juice. Great. Now I'm leaking life juice. Ow. Totally unplanned and totally unprofessional and definitely not a safe thing, so there's your disclaimer. But if you ever get a boo-boo on your finger and a Band-Aid just don't work, yeah, super glue. It's what the shit was engineered for. Fun little factoid here, kids. Cryoacetylite superglue, or crazy glue as it's commonly known, was originally developed as a quick alternative to sutures on the battlefield during the Vietnam War era. Yeah. They actually designed the shit to glue your fingers together. This is going to suck. Ow, that stings. It stings. It means it's working. Obviously, if you elect to do this, you didn't hear it from me, okay? Yeah. Well, obviously, not how I wanted to end the video for you guys, but let that be a lesson to me that those damn Harbor Freight packages, those things are dangerous, man. Pick up the scissors. Anyway, gang. I'd not planned on injuring myself for your entertainment pleasure, because, yeah, that shit stinks. My buddy Dwight Smokums, him and his daughter came up to the ride factory today, and we had to do a little bit of work on her mini bike. Now, I didn't get a chance to finish my video up there because we ran into a few problems on her mini bike, and I'll be totally honest with you guys. I had thought about recording it, and I started to, but in the grand scheme of things, it was problem after problem after problem after problem, and you know, we persevered, we overcame, and when it was all said and done, we ended up with a ported and polished mini bike motor, although it wasn't exactly the way that we wanted to go about doing it, and I wasn't entirely happy with it, and I sure wasn't happy with the way it came out on the video. So we'll try to slot something like that in here in the near future, okay? Besides, y'all are still going to have ringside seats whenever we dive into Destiny, whenever we do the suspension, the motor upgrades, the gear, the driveline upgrades, all that stuff. But since I came down with cartoon finger, yeah, that was awesome. The super glue trick I showed you, yeah, it works as long as you're not stupid like me and you try to keep working and you pop it open and then you glue it again. And then you pop it open again, and then you glue it again, repeat ad nauseum. So yeah, needless to say, I've had a long day. Now, just to wrap up our tool roll video, I got some links that's down there in the description on this video, and also I'm going to embed the images down here at the bottom of the screen while I'm talking about this stuff. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about, and also you can save a little bit of cash too. Because, yeah, I didn't get a chance to get that far before I had to practice shop rag first aid on myself. First things first, one thing that I mean, especially for how cheap they are, I like keeping a test light in my tool roll because the possibilities are endless as far as being able to bail yourself out of a jam. Now, guys, look down here at the bottom of the screen. This is a picture of the one that I have the link for down here in the description on the video. This thing is a whopping $4, I think, something like that. The thing is, it's more than just a test light. It pulls double duty as a voltmeter too, okay? So it's kind of a 1-2 punch. If you don't want to carry a full-size, digital multimeter with you, or you just don't feel the need to, boom, you're still covered on the basics there. All in all, for under $5, cheap insurance to have. And also, it stashes in the tool roll really, really well too. Now, moving on from that, something I think everybody should carry with them, I mean above any and all else, that little cable repair kit that I've got listed down here, right here. Yeah, this is a double whammy, and it's a no-brainer, because I'm going to show you why. Remember this stuff? That cloth electrical tape? Yeah, that stuff. There! What you do is that little tin Copenhagen can that this cable repair kit comes in, to keep it from popping open and going everywhere inside of your tool roll or your saddlebags, take this stuff and put about 10 wraps around the outside of it. That way you got some electrical tape with you just in case you need it, but you don't have the whole roll in there taking up space. And if any of you guys that's left a roll of electrical tape in the center console of your truck or hanging on the turn signal, you know what that stuff does after it sets out in the sun. Yeah, you don't want that sticky, nasty crap on the inside of your saddlebags. Trust me. It's a damn good way to keep a little bit of tape on you just in case you need it, just to get you going and get you back home. And also, it keeps everything together in that cable repair kit, too. And trust me, that cable repair kit, that thing is a lifesaver. If you use that thing one time, be it for yourself or somebody that you happen across on the side of the road, it's paid for itself 10 times over. Because nowadays, the average tow truck bill, even if you're towing it a mile, starts at $100, unless you know somebody. If you know somebody, you're going to be in debt. So, yeah. Damn sure is money well spent, though. And then just to kind of follow up with everything, I like keeping a small tube of solder, just for emergency stuff, hence the black tape. I got you a link down here. Also, I got you a picture somewhere down here in the video. I haven't put it there yet, but you'll see what I'm talking about. And also, this little butane torch that I come upon a while back, I've got one that I keep in my tool roll in my roadie. I've got one that I'm going to keep in the tool roll in Destiny, but it's refillable and it's self-igniting. But the cool thing is, it's basically about the size of a chubby Sharpie. Doesn't take up much room, but you can use it as a, well, let's see here. You can use it as a cigarette lighter like they intend you to, or you can use it as a small torch for soldering wires back together, or cables, because keep in mind, that emergency cable kit, those little set screw ends, you can't trust them 100%. So it ain't going to hurt you none whenever you use one of those things. Go ahead and flow a little bit of solder in there just to lock it in place and make sure that you make it home, okay? I mean, hey, cheap insurance, guys. But, little tube of solder, that little refillable butane torch, I mean, loosening up stuff, melting stuff, soldering stuff, you get the idea, okay? If you're out in the boonies camping, hey, great, cool. You got a campfire starter with you. And also, one thing that I want to touch on here that I didn't get a chance to earlier in the video, that little Braun, Baron, however in the hell they say it, that little Harbor Freight shop light that I had in there, yeah, I rolled this around in my head for a little while, and the thing is, I thought this was going to be the best compromise because it's not a rechargeable. It runs on AAA batteries, which are easily replaceable, and they're cheap. Now, here's my logic behind that. If it's rechargeable, you're never going to think about it until you go to reach for it, and it's dead. Also, the Braun rechargeable lights like that, remember the old micro USB, that little thin bastard? Not many people use those anymore. Not many people have them laying around unless you're kind of a closeted Luddite like myself and you've got a bunch of stuff that still uses that kind of crap. So yeah, it's more of a convenience thing because you can go to any gas station and find AAA batteries. That thing takes two, and it'll run for a long damn time off of them. It's plenty bright. You can dim it. Plus, the magnet on the bottom of it, pretty damn stout. It'll hold it damn near anywhere you put it, as long as it's on a fairly flat surface. But also, right now at Hazard Fraught, it's $8 instead of paying $25 for a rechargeable. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm gonna buy something and pay money for it, and the potential that it is going to sit there and not be seen by the light of day for 6 months at a stretch, I'd much rather do it with something a little bit cheaper. So yeah, there we go, gang. And by the way, tiny little pro tip here. Regarding that tire plug kit that I showed you that we put in our tool roll, take some scissors. Cut the individual strips loose, but leave the plastic on them on the plugs, and that way you can put them in your little Velcro pouch on the side of your tool roll. Saves some space, makes it pack a lot easier, and they're also right there whenever you need them. So yeah. Anyway, gang, I know this video has been kind of all over the place. It's definitely been awkward, and pardon the pun, but I guess you could say that I put my blood, sweat, and my tears into this, and I ain't got jack shit to show for it. You ever have one of those days where it starts out okay and everything just absolutely turns to shit in the blink of an eye? Yeah, that was my last day off from Thanksgiving. Hope you guys had a good day. Hope you had a good turkey day. Hope you spent it with family, friends, getting fat and happy. For all you guys that reached out and wished us a happy Thanksgiving, thank you. We appreciate it greatly. And for all of you guys sitting there at the house, you know, all of you folks over on the Patreon, all the long-term members and subscribers here, thank y'all. Y'all were the reason that I have to be thankful this Thanksgiving. I know it's a little bit on the late side, but that's the truth of it. Because were it not for people like you, we wouldn't be able to be here doing these videos like we do. I know sometimes we don't always hit the mark, and today is definitely a damn good example of that. But sometimes you just got to take a half step back and you got to pivot with it. Anyway, guys, just remember, I love you. I appreciate you. I'll catch you on the flip side. I'm going to go kick my shoes off. I'm going to find me a Hello Kitty Band-Aid, a juice box. Yeah, Hello Kitty Band-Aid. That's the order of the day.
Force will be with you, always.